Hi, my name is Jerry Whiting. I'm the co-founder and president of LeBlanc CNE here in Seattle, Washington, and I'd like to take a moment to address an issue that's near and dear to my heart. We all agree that there's a problem with diversity and inclusion in the cannabis industry, both recreational and medical. This is another example of systemic racism. I won't go over the reasons other than to say, to highlight them, that the war on drugs unfairly targeted people of color, and a previous felony conviction is a barrier to entry into the legal and, in some cases, medical um, market. I'm not here to discount the struggles people are going through and the progress being made, including people of color, women, LGBTQ people, other communities that have been left out of the game. And the problem is there's a lot of money at stake. And in America today, the concentration of money implies a concentration of power. And we want to see a more equitable distribution of both money and power. There are people working on social equity within the cannabis market, but I would like to address a very specific and related issue, and that is Black farmers who own land many times across several generations, who are less than 2% of American farms. They tend to be smaller farms with heavier debt, hence less profit. The current trade and tariff wars on the international level has totally skewed what little common sense there was in the agricultural sector. And of course, being marginalized to begin with, it is of special interest to Black farmers to not only survive, but to prosper through all this. Here's what I posit. Yes, there are barriers to entry entering the legal cannabis market. If there are a lot of Black farms in the South, there isn't a lot of recreational marijuana in the South. Here's what I propose. Cannabis sativa L includes drug cultivars pot ganja reefer. It also includes hemp, that is cannabis sativa L with less than 0.3% THC, as outlined in the Agricultural Improvement Act of 2018, colloquially called the Farm Bill. So now we can grow hemp with the license from the Department of Agriculture, which tends to be way less bureaucratic and way more farmer friendly than the agencies that regulate cannabis. The other problem is there's often restrictions on the size your cannabis farm can be. Here in Washington State, a tier 3, the largest is, I believe, 30,000 square feet. Not very big. Here's the deal. It takes a lot of money to enter the risky game of cannabis, but if you're a Black farmer, I humbly submit that growing hemp for fiber, not for CBD extraction, is a way to get in the game. Hear me out. People grew way too much CBD 2019. Licenses were 4.5 times as many, 4.5 times as many licenses were issued in 2019 as 2018. Supply and demand, there was a glut, prices fell, and the price of seeds didn't necessarily fall enough to compensate. The other problem is if you haven't grown pot, you have a learning curve growing hemp. It's not like corn, soybeans, peanuts, cotton, tomatoes, or anything else you've grown before. Because the South, where there are a lot of Black farmers, doesn't have legal cannabis, recreation, or medical, there's no oral history. And let's face it, 4-H didn't prepare you, your county agent doesn't know shit, and you're on your own unless you hire your nephew from California, Colorado, Oregon, or what have you, who can come in and teach you. So, hemp requires less money for the license, way less money for the cultivation. You don't necessarily need a greenhouse. If you do, it can be a hoop. Your capital investment is less. Now, I'm going to tell you that hemp for fiber is a market waiting to blow up. There's hempcrete, there's paper, there's textiles, there's other. But I caution you that it's speculative. While you can You can grow and sell hemp for hempcrete. The world hasn't caught up, but we all know that one day the big boxes will sell it, the building codes will embrace it, and the demand for wood and concrete alternatives will explode. Here's what I say. If you're a small farm, a family farm, a black, brown, white, yellow plaid paisley farm, and you want to get into the game, consider growing hemp. You can grow a lot of it. You can get on your tractor to plant the seeds. Harvest is a different thing, but it's a low cost ante into the game, because if you start small, adding it to your current rotation, not flipping your whole farm over now, you'll get that learning curve behind you. You'll master the cultivation, harvesting, and preparation of hemp. You also will, there's two things. There's hemp the plant and hemp the business. So consider it. I would love to see more black hemp farmers. My name is Jerry Whiting at LeBlanc CNE here in Seattle. Reach out to me if you want to do it. I would love to tutor people. I'd love to help you locate seeds that are worth planting. I would love to talk you through the whole workflow because I want all of us to succeed. Remember, folks, a high tide lifts all boats. So again, please consider hemp as part of your rotation. Start slow, learn as you go. Let's do this together. All power to the people.